What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another review of Monday Night Raw. Man, it certainly is a difference when you have a good show like Money in the Bank, and then you come to Raw and just barely anything good happened. It's like you was on fire, or it's like you was on a high because the pay-per-view was such good. You know how good the product could be, and then Raw comes and just like somebody just poured water and was just like, yeah, this wasn't as good. Like literally, this review by comparison on my score, Raw was far. Well, I wouldn't say far, but it was vastly different. You could tell the difference when they actually care about putting on good matches and storytelling, and when they don't. So, with that said, let's get into it. Bobby Lashley was up. Of course, they did like a recap of Money in the Bank, but Bobby Lashley he kicks off Monday Night Raw, talking about how proud he is, especially on the day of 4th of July, to be the United States champion. He said something really cool in his promo. He said that nobody in this promotion or any other promotion will be able to beat him for that title. And I was like, ooh, I never really heard that was like a real, like, you know, we heard wrestlers take jabs at other people, like the Edge with the Miz promo, where he talked about how the Miz was doing his own thing on the Dancing with the Stars while John Morrison was getting fired, and then how other people, and then he also mentioned in that same promo how other people from other promotions and stuff was he was that good because he got people from other promotions mentioning his name. And this was like the first time since that promo that you hear a wrestler basically take a shot at other promotions. But yeah, he basically talked about that, and then Austin Theory came out. Austin Theory basically, took a jab at Bobby, saying why he get to start off kick off Monday Night Raw, because he felt like with his big old accomplishment, he should be the one. And I'm like, ugh. Now don't get me wrong. I have said I wanted them to push new talent, and Austin Theory is a newer talent. But he is the wrong new talent. And a lot of people in the wrestling community have been using that and saying, no, we're not mad that they push a new talent. I'm happy they push a new talent. It makes me happy to see Austin Theory being pushed because he's new talent. But that's the reason why I'm happy to see Austin Theory do something like this, because he's new talent, just by parts of the fact that he's new talent. But when I want to see, obviously you're bipartisan. You want to see your favorite new talent get pushed. You want to see somebody like Riddle get pushed. Somebody, if he was still with the promotion, like Keith Lee get pushed. You want to see stuff like that. You want to see the people that you actually want to see get pushed. And then bipartisan, when you pushing them, you also give them some hill to push. Let's give them a good hill to get pushed against, so they both can raise each other's stock. That's what you were supposed to do with Austin Theory. He was supposed to be a good heel to the face that you're pushing, but you also pushing him too at the same time through him being a heel. You setting him up to be like this future world champion. And Austin Theory got that potential. It's just you're not pushing. You're not making a face. Like someone like Riddle, who should be getting pushed alongside him. So he could be like a future world champion too. But I digress because I don't want to make this video long. But yeah, Austin Theory comes out. He basically talks about his Money in the Bank win. Like I said before, why Bobby Lashley get to kick off Monday Night Raw, and that he gave Bobby credit when credit is due. He won. He beat him and took the United States Championship. But he said he got he got something so much sweeter. And I found this out later on. I didn't know after the show, after he won, he basically called out John Cena again. So it seemed like the rumors are true that he is supposed to have been set up to fight John Cena. But the rumor was that it was supposed to be for the United States Championship. It was supposed to happen at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam. But the fact that we now know that thanks to this promo I'm about to get to, that at least it wasn't at Money in the Bank, or it won't be at SummerSlam, because Austin Theory announced in his promo that he would get a rematch for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. So his match, that's a match that was already booked. So now we know that whenever this does happen, if he don't win at SummerSlam, at least it would not be for the United States Championship. People are saying now it's probably going to be for the Money in the Bank briefcase. If they don't use Austin Theory as the next failed cash in for the men's. We go on to the first match of the night, which is Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus Judgment Day, and there's a whole can of worms about that one too. The match itself was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I loved because this was their hometown in San Diego. I love the callbacks to Eddie Guerrero. Where Rey Mysterio doing the Eddie Guerrero shimmy, and the actual way how how Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio won the match. That's why I said Eddie, because they won it as the best way Eddie always wins his matches, by outsmarting his opponent. And what I mean was, towards the end of the match, Damian Priest would throw a chair into the ring for Finn Balor to grab. And while he had the referee distracted, he was going to hit Rey Mysterio with it. But Dominic tried to get it from him, but Dominic got hit with the chair. And then when he turned to Rey Mysterio had gotten up, and he turned and saw Finn Balor with the chair. So he pulled a Latino heat and smacked the ground real hard with his body, and started rolling around like he got hit with the chair. And when the referee turned, he was like, "Man, what the heck? Hey man, you disqualified." So yes, this is one of those rare times where a match can end in a DQ, and I'm actually all for it, because I never hated when Eddie Guerrero won this way, because it was so funny to me. And just the fact that that's how they chose to win this match made it okay to me. It was, I gave it a pass because I loved it when Eddie Guerrero did it. I loved it here. But my one nitpick, because I'm about to go for my one thing I didn't like. I was about to say nitpick, but the one thing I didn't like about this match, and this is going to transition to the next thing I didn't like about tonight, was Judgment Day. And how they don't feel the same way no more. And you could tell by their storytelling, because when Edge was a part of it, they cared. And they was one of those groups that you could see was popular. It was very popular, and it was going somewhere. It was interesting story. And then Finn Balor, they traded leaders. They went from Edge to Finn Balor. If you don't know why, the backstage talk is that they told Edge that they wanted to take Judgment Day into some type of supernatural aspect, and he didn't want that. He didn't want it to be taken into the supernatural aspect, which it didn't need to, which I agree, because the aspect of what it was just people tired of being the people who never win their matches, not living up to their full potential until they join in Judgment Day. That's what the story needed. It needed that. That's what made Judgment Day so special, because it was about realizing your full potential. And then you saw when you joined Judgment Day, you became on this winning streak. They haven't lost until today. Until that match, they had not lost. And you can see that they don't care about Judgment Day as they did when Edge was in charge. Now, moving on to my next problem of the night was the next match. Now, Miz had an backstage interview prior, talking about his upcoming match with AJ Styles, and responded to Logan Paul's challenge. He basically said that he wanted Logan Paul to accept his offer since he signed the contract and team up with him so they could go after the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. But he told him if he doesn't take the offer and continue down this path of challenging him at SummerSlam, he will make him earn it, and he said he's going to have no mercy. And then, like they said, he talked about AJ Styles, the whole thing about his balls and all that type of stuff. But here's the problem: AJ Styles came out, right? AJ Styles came out, did his whole thing. I'm glad they gave him back his pyro. He came out. He's in the ring. Commercial break. Okay, that's acceptable. Sometimes that does happen. We come back, instead of coming back into the ring, again, the Miz come out and the match starts. We come back for commercial break, go backstage. Raymond, Steele, and Dominic, they riding high. They happy about they win. They get beat up by Judgment Day. So then we jump back. Oh, we're not jumping back into the ring yet. Oh no, we cut back. We cutting to another backstage segment. This time, the Street Profits hosting a 4th of July barbecue, and all this shenanigans, setting up stuff later on in the night. I think like a hot dog eating contest between them and Alpha Academy. By the way, I forgot to mention too with the Bobby Lashley promo. Austin Theory did also reveal that alongside him challenging Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam. That he was going to have a 6-man tag match later on that night. It was going to be him and Alpha Academy versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. So that's what this backstage segment was about, setting that up, setting a little storyline up with them eating too much hot dogs. So after all the shenanigans of that, mind you, this party was like 10 plus minutes. We now cut back to the match, and by this point, I had forgotten all about the dang match because I'm thinking we about to go. I at first thought we was about to go to the next match, like the third match, and then I was like, wait a minute, hold up. We didn't. I'm looking at my notes. We didn't even get what happened with AJ Styles and okay. So it never even started. AJ Styles just been standing in the ring with his music playing for about 10 minutes. Or I don't think with his music playing, I think they just cut it back on quickly by the time you get back to the ring. But then Miz's music hit and then the match started. Which the match in itself was, I guess, decent. As you can say, this was the first match of I think this was the first of only. This might have been the only match that's a repeat match, but especially with the same ending, the Miz. It ends with AJ Styles. He hit a phenomenal forearm to beat the Miz, with AJ Styles standing tall, and then again jumped by Tommaso Ciampa, only for him to try to fight out Tommaso Ciampa, only for him to get jumped by the Miz, and both of them basically set him up. He set him up for the Storm Crusher finale, and both of them standing tall. Look like it's a new partnership between the two. Moving on, we got the Liv Morgan promo. Liv Morgan basically cut a promo about how she's happy and so delighted and still ecstatic that she's the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and that her winning the championship was not just for herself, but for the WWE Universe, who believed in her, even at her downtime, still believed that she had what it takes to become women's world champion. She would get interrupted by Natalya, who basically came out, did the only reason why you beat her thing, saying that the only reason why she won was because was able to cash in and become champion was because she hurt Ronda Rousey with the sharpshooter. This would bring out Carmella, who would tell both of them to go to SmackDown with their drama, and that the ring and the spotlight needs to be on her, and that and her goal to become Raw Women's Champion. And she, I was about to say Carmella. Liv told Carmella that if she want her out that ring, she would have to make her. To which Carmella looked at that and said they both was thinking the same thing, and that they was both going to make her. And Liv tried to fight off both of them, but ended up getting jumped. This would bring out Bianca Belair to set up thanks to them all brawling, Adam Pearce will come out and set up that the next match will indeed be Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan versus Carmella and Natalya. And yeah, that was the third match. This match was okay. It was way better than the second match because it didn't really have that many ad breaks, or it didn't have that many stuff happening before we even got to the match. Though it was they did do a lot of those in-match commercial things where they played commercial and saw you what's going on in the ring at the same time. But it was, but this was a good match, and Liv, I'm glad they gave Liv Morgan the win, got her to get the win. Actually, you know, they won the match with her because Bianca Belair was taken out, but she was able to pin Nat to get the victory. I am not happy that they're trying to continue Bianca Belair versus Carmella. That was the worst match ever. Well, it's not the worst match, but that was a bad match just because it was so predictable as Money in the Bank. But moving on, we got Montez. I was about to say Montez Ford. We got Ezekiel versus Seth freaking Rollins, and this came about because Ezekiel accidentally at the barbecue squirt ketchup on Seth Rollins in his nice clothes. The match itself was decent. It wasn't bad, but it was predictable, just like the Carmella and Bianca match at Money in the Bank. It was predictable. Seth Rollins, you knew Seth Rollins to get the victory here. Ezekiel did look a little good though, but Seth Rollins got the victory, and Seth Rollins tried to go for a post-match beatdown of just doing the stump again, only to be intercepted and RKO'd by Riddle, showing that they about to actually move forward with Riddle and Seth Rollins having this feud. We would get the match I talked about earlier, which is Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Austin Theory and the Alpha Academy. I know Austin Theory only goes by Theory now, but I'm still calling him Austin Theory. It was the match basically was built around the fact that Otis had ate too much during the eating contest, and now his stomach was hurting. He didn't even win, or Angelo Dawkins didn't even win because we didn't even get to see it. It happened off camera, and all we saw was the end result, which Akira Tozawa of all people won the match, who looked like he was about to burst open. But yeah, the match was okay. It was a comedy match for sure. At other times serious, but what the ending became a little comical because Montez Ford hit a fall splash on Otis, and Bobby Lashley, I think he speared and put Chad Gable in the hurt lock, or he just speared him to win, either or. And when Chad Gable went to go console Otis blew chunks of food. We would get that was. But yeah, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits won the match. We would get the next match, which was was out of the blue nowhere because R-Truth came to cut like an Uncle Sam promo, dressed as Uncle Sam, which was funny because he was just basically reciting lines for Independence Day, and I don't think he understood. Like basically, his character didn't understood the difference between the holiday Independence Day, and he got confused thinking they were celebrating the movie Independence Day. But Gunther would come out. I'm like, he's a SmackDown superstar. What are you doing? He just came out and basically had an impromptu match with Uncle Sam / R-Truth, and basically devastated him with. R-Truth did get a little bit of offense, but he got devastated, and Gunther won the match. Then we get to our main event, which is also set up, was announced right at the top of the show. I forgot to mention that, which was Becky Lynch and Asuka versus Becky Lynch and Asuka. Becky Lynch versus Asuka in a no holds bar match. Now, Asuka did have a nice promo earlier in the night with Alexa Bliss, who basically said that they should be the next to face Bianca Belair, not Carmella, because this was after the Liv Morgan promo where Alexa Bliss basically said that she wanted to be the next night to face Bianca, and then Asuka said she wanted to be the next one. I would like either or to be the next one. I don't want to see I don't want to see Bianca versus Carmella 2 or 3, however many times this was. This is predictable. Now, Alexa Bliss or Asuka versus Bianca, I can see the potential of them two beating. I can see it. So I can believe the match, I can believe the story. Can't believe it if it's Carmella. But off of that promo, this match starts, and I like how each I think when Asuka, I was about to say Becky, she came out. Becky basically came out with no weapons, but she started grabbing chairs from underneath the ring, making like a doll pile of them. And when Asuka came out, she came out with a Jason-like mask and a trash can. And they start brawling and beating each other. Now, granted, if it was a long, needless promo highlighting the rivalry between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, this match would have been better because it would have had enough time to actually tell the story. But because it didn't have that much time, some of the stuff was rushed. Some of the stuff that we needed to happen, what should have happened was rushed. But overall, it still was a good match. And with a manhandle slam from the top rope through a table, Becky Lynch would return to her winning ways. Overall, this episode of Monday Night Raw gets a 6 out of 10. I was going to give it a 5, but I give it a 6 out of 10. Big up just because it was a decent episode of Raw, but nothing too much of importance happened. Some storylines got moved forward. We found out that some storylines are going to be is going to have more repeats. Some stuff is stupid now, like with Judgment Day, and it just like though the Liv Morgan thing was cool. It was nothing really happened. It wasn't a good or great episode of Monday Night Raw. It was just decent. But you let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode of Monday Night Raw. And if you enjoyed this video, then you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Also, hit that thanks button. And hit that join button if you want to see my reaction to your favorite TV shows. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more amazing content. When they go anywhere, got some reactions, reviews, and more coming your way. Peace. 4 fingers.